Hi guys, thank you very much for being a part of today's class. I really appreciate each and every one of you that has taken out time to be part of this class. Okay, today we are going to be discussing something that is unique to all limited liability and business name owners with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and it is how to change your company's status from its inactive state to being active with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Okay, before we proceed, let's look at the significance of having an active status on the CAC portal. This is basically because procuring entities, they require contractors, suppliers, and service providers to have an active status before they can do business with such a corporate entity. An active status in CAC refers to the legal and operational standing of your company, indicating that it is currently in good standing and compliant with the necessary regulatory requirements of the CAC. Okay, before we proceed, we'll have to ask ourselves how to know an active status, or how to know an active or inactive status on CAC portal. If your company is active or inactive, how can you be able to determine that fact? The very first thing that you have to do in order to know if your company is active or inactive on the CAC portal is to visit the CAC website, which is www.cac.gov.ng, and once you hit the landing page, then you navigate to the public search session. Then in the public search session, you will be expected to submit the name or the RC number of the corporate entity. Then you will click on the session indicating what type of corporate entity, whether it's a business name or a limited liability company. And once the above steps, you have taken the above steps that I have mentioned, and the details of the entity will be reviewed, and a small column beneath will show green, signifying that the status of your company or business name is active, while conversely it will show red, signifying that your corporate entity is inactive. Okay, let's now look at the specific documents required for the change of status from inactive to active. That is, if you want to change the status of your company or a business name on the Commission's portal, what are those documents that you have to have in place in order to achieve that purpose? The very first of them is the certificate of incorporation. Then your status report if it's a new company, but if it's an older company, your CAC 1.17 or CAC 2. These documents, they indicate the corporate structure of the business name or the limited liability company, as well as the memorandum and articles of association of the company. All these documents are required to extract basic information that you would need in order to complete the annual return form. Okay, let's now look at the step-by-step guide of changing your company's status to active on the CAC portal. What are the steps that you have to take in order to change your status to being active, so that people will be comfortable doing business with you? And the very first thing is to gather all those documents that I've mentioned, your CAC certificate and your memorandum and article of association, and then the forms. Once you have gathered all these necessary documents, the next thing you have to do is to visit the CAC Post Incorporation portal and log in with post.cac.gov.ng. That's the Post Incorporation portal of the CAC. And once you have hit the page, the next thing that you have to do is to click on annual returns filing. Then you fill the annual return forms with the information that you have extracted from your certificates, your forms, CAC forms, and also the memorandum and articles of association. And then the next thing that you have to do is to pay the filing fee. And once you have done that and then an approval given, then you will now download the acknowledgement letter. After you have done that, ordinarily it should have been, the portal should have been automated in such a way that your status will change to active immediately, but that's not the case. What you still need to do is to write to the RG through the SPU department for the status to change from its inactive state to being an active. And mind you, you will have to attach all the annual return acknowledgement letter to the RG when you are writing the letter. Okay, after that, the next thing will be for that letter to be moved to the SPU department from the RG's office. And what the SPU department does is to verify the annual return acknowledgement letters that you have attached to ensure it tallies with all outstanding annual return filings, to make sure that all your outstanding annual return filings are okay. If the annual return is not updated, the SPU will query the application and require the applicant to update status. That means if you have paid some annual returns and you have left some unpaid, you will be expected by the SPU to ensure that all outstandings are paid for and filed. And most time, because of administrative bottleneck, the process can linger. All you just need to do is to make sure that you track the process of the status and follow up with the CAC. And if necessary, you have to write another letter to the CAC reminding them of the need for them to change the status to it being active. Or you can take the acknowledged copy of the initial letter that you have taken, put down your phone number, submit it at the CAC, then we'll take it to the SPU department. Then the SPU department will do the necessary thing in order to ensure that it's changed to active. And you will bear witness that you now understand what it takes in order for your status to be changed to active. Is very important, because anyone doing business with you, the very first thing to do is to check you out on CAC. And even any contract that you are going to get, BPP will not even register you if your status is inactive. You will not achieve much if your status is inactive. So if you want your business to thrive, to grow, and experience some massive financial revolution, you will definitely need to change the status. And the only way you can achieve that is if you update your annual returns. And you can take that action through eBit Nigeria. We can help you sort out your annual returns, write to the ROG, and make sure that the status of your company or business name is changed from being inactive to active, so that you will experience more business growth. Okay, it's said that success in business is not about waiting for opportunities, but you have to create them. So today, take that opportunity of changing your status so that your business will be transformed. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless each and every one of us.